Hi, guys. Good evening. Good evening. It is Willingness Wednesday. I am your coach, BVon Squires, and today we are sponsored by Spirit Source Connection. I am so thrilled to be here, so excited to finally be back in the saddle, finally to be back here with you. I have missed you all so much. In the course of all of my own situations, I have definitely been thinking about you and praying for you and all of those sorts of things. Let me make sure that we are live because I think we are. I don't have my glasses on, but I think we're live. Let's see here. There we go. We are live. Aw. You know, I have to tell you, the last couple of times that I went live, one time I think I had the mute button on and you guys couldn't hear me. Another time something else was going on. I was just having technical difficulties after technical difficulties. And then my battery died in my laptop. Okay, not a big deal. I'll just replace it. So I got a battery and replaced it. And then the hard drive went out. And I was advised not to get a hard drive, but to get a brand new computer. And so there was just a couple of mix-ups with that, thinking it was on its way and it wasn't on its way. And then finally I got the laptop and on the Sunday, when I came back to town, everything was fine. I took my laptop in on Monday to the professionals so that they could download the information from my old computer into the new one. And when I came back on Monday evening, I had no internet. I swear I cannot make this stuff up. I didn't have internet for the whole week. Well, on Tuesday, I discovered, oh my, I have a hotspot on my iPhone. Let me see if it'll work on my TV. And so I tried the iPhone with the TV, and everything worked just fine. I was able to listen to my meditations, my affirmations, and all was right with the world. And then comes Wednesday. I was so excited about getting on here and finally getting a chance to talk to you guys about the 7 habits of highly effective people, habit 1. And I got ready to power my laptop with the hotspot on my iPhone, and they were not compatible. OMG. I was so disappointed because I had looked so forward to meeting with you. I had put so much energy in understanding the information so that I could be knowledgeable and bring it to you in a way that was professional and also in a way that you could grasp the concept and actually apply these things to your life. And so those were things that I could not control. I had to just continue to make it through the week. And then finally, because I'm so connected to God and because I pray and I meditate, and it was a lot of time to do that because I didn't have internet. And so I read and I prayed and I meditated, and God was showing me how my foundation of trust and my foundation of all the actions that I had already put in place were there for me to hold on to during this storm. And I always say, during the storm is not the time to build the shelter. The time to build the shelter is in time of calm. When things are going just fine, you take time here and there to build your foundation, to do that private work, that work that allows you to have self-awareness. Self-awareness is so key, especially when you're thinking about governing your life. Self-awareness is what allows me to say to myself, oh, I behave this way because of that situation. Now I understand that when I feel certain like inadequacy, it may cause me to respond in a way that is short, and that is not a response. That's more of a reaction. And so we're going to talk about proactivity and reactivity tonight. And I can honestly say that throughout my years, I can look back and I can see how I was so reactive. I didn't have control over my own feelings. I didn't have control over my inner environment, right? But now that I am more wise and now that I've done some studying and I have, some knowledge of, not only life experiences, but after going through the 7 habits of highly effective people, I understand that being proactive means that I'm taking responsibility for my actions. And I wasn't able to do that in the past. In the past, I was very reactionary. Everything was someone else's fault. In the past, when I had a situation that didn't feel good, I always blamed it on someone else. Oh, if they hadn't done that, then I would not have done this, which means that person is in control over my feelings and I am not, which means that my reaction is based on someone else rather than based on my values and morals, right? What I understand about proactive people operate from their conscious mind. They operate with values as opposed to feelings, right? Now, of course, the reactive person operates from the subconscious mind, and they are victim to their feelings, impulses, conditions outside of themselves, people's behavior, the weather. Have you ever known anyone who'd say, "Oh, it's so dreary outside. I just don't feel good"? Well, that means that I don't have the ability to decide how I want to feel. The weather is deciding for me. And that is definitely not a way you want to go through your life. You want to go through your life in a way that gives you the ability to make good sound decisions based on your character, not on your feelings, not on your mood, not on your impulses. See, being proactive, that mind shift that comes with being proactive, allows you to be the person who says, I know my circle of influence. I know those things that I can control: my ideas, my beliefs, what I'm going to eat for dinner, who I'm going to associate myself with, how many hours I'm going to work this week. These are things that I can personally control. And so that's where my focus wants to be, on those types of things, right? It's the reactionary person who spends all of their time thinking about the political situation, let's see, the weather, like global warming, those sorts of things, what other people are thinking of them. These reactionary people spend their time focusing their energy on things that they cannot control. And so, if you want to have a life that is worth living, if you want to have peace of mind, you're going to have to shift that mindset to taking responsibility for your actions. See, when you are a proactive person, you have the ability to make promises and keep them, right? You have the ability to have healthy relationships because you are self aware. You've taken the time to be self aware. You've taken the time to learn how to be self aware. See, that is what a proactive person does. I apologize. Okay, there we go. It's off. I'm sorry. Anyway, so it's the proactive person that has the ability to decide what they want to do, how they want to live their life. These are the people that take responsibility for their situations, their circumstances, and not looking for someone to blame. See, a proactive person is going to have a win-win mentality. Not if I win, then you lose, or if you win, then I lose. No, we can all win. It doesn't have to be a win-lose situation. And so, what I want to help you understand today is that when you operate from a proactive state of mind, which we all have the capability of doing that. Each day, we are presented with at least 100 ways that we can decide whether or not we're going to be proactive or reactive. Okay? The first one is when that alarm clock goes off at 5 o'clock in the morning. Do I want to get up and go to work because I value hard work? Or do I want to hit the snooze? Oh, I don't want to get up. Hit the snooze. Oh, they were so mean to me at work yesterday. I'm just not going in today. Oh my. That's that's taking it to the extreme, right? But there are people who think that way. I have thought that way. Now, whether I react that way or respond that way is a different story. Now, I might start off with that stinking reactive thinking, but as soon as I wake up, as soon as I hit the floor, I am already working my way towards a proactive mindset. I'm already thinking, using my imagination right? To think about the kind of day that I'm going to have. I am already thinking about, oh, I am going to respond appropriately to all situations and circumstances that happen in my day. That is a proactive way of thinking. Now, if I'm on my way to work and somebody rolls into my lane, oh my goodness, road rage? That is a reactive way of thinking. And I tell you what, when we react in those low vibration ways, it doesn't feel good on the inside. It doesn't feel good at all. But at the end of the day, when I can look at my day and say, wow, you did pretty good. You were very proactive today. That's a good feeling. That makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like a winner. It makes me feel like, hey, I can do this again tomorrow. See, it's these types of habits that we put in our life that allows us to move forward in a positive way. It allows us to say, you know what? I have control over where I want my life to go. I'm in the front. See, I'm in the front and I'm co creating, and all of that positive energy is coming to me and it's coming through me and it's creating a wonderful life, right? Or I can be a reactionary person and hold on to the memories. See, the memories are in the past. There's nothing I can do about what happened when I was in fifth grade. There's nothing I can do about that situation, right? But I do know how difficult it is to let go of those feelings that are attached to those painful memories. And so it's the really good thing is to put those to bed, to take time to look at those memories, look at them for what they were, release any negative energy, forgive that person that harmed you, forgive yourself for holding on to it, then let go and move forward. That is the way I live. And I know that's the way that you can live too if you want to be a proactive person. Okay. So, what I want you to know is that when you are acting in a reactive state, there is a great tendency to fall into victim mentality. Okay. And so, when you are in a victim mentality, you're unable to think straight, you are prone to panic, you are operating on your impulses, and you do not have a grasp on your reality because you're stuck in the past. You're stuck in reaction. And see, reactions are based on things that have already happened to us. They are already things that are set up in our subconscious mind that are available for us to tap into and bring into our reality. It's not good to do that because that is a reactionary type of thinking, right? It's not proactive, it is reactive. And nothing good can come from the past. That energy that you get from going back into the past and bringing all of that stuff up to your present moment is not healthy. And all you're going to do is regenerate more of that type of energy, more of that stale, stagnant, broke down energy from the past that will not allow you to move forward. But if you will just take this opportunity to say, you know what, I want to do something different. That proactivity sounds pretty nice. I think I'd like to learn how to be proactive. Anyone can be proactive. And I'm here to show you how because I'm your coach. And you can reach me by dialing 317-721-4315. Or you can email me at b.von_squires@gmail.com. Now, so what I want you to understand is that there are all kinds of stimulus that we have throughout the day. The stimulus is here, but then there's a pause before the response. See, you have your stimulus and then you have your response, or we'll do it this way. You have your stimulus and then you have your response. And in between, there's a space, right? There's a space in between. And what happens in that space will dictate whether you are powerful or whether you have relinquished your power, right? Now, of course, the stimulus and the response are things that happen in a split second. Life shows up. Life is not going to send you an email that says, hey, coach, on June 6th at approximately 7:25, there's going to be a major crisis in your life. So you need to prepare for that. No, life is not going to do that. You have to be prepared knowing that a crisis is going to come. It's not when, it's not if. I mean, it's not if, it is when, because the crisis always comes. Now, I have to understand who I am, my self awareness, my consciousness, my burning desire to succeed, and my independent will are the things that I need to fill that space with. See, if I fill that space with self awareness, consciousness, independent will, and my imagination, then I have the ability to respond appropriately. I have the ability to respond in a proactive way. Now, if the stimulus comes and then the space that's in between the stimulus and the response, I fill that with my feelings, my moods, my impulses, and conditions outside of myself, well, then I am not going to be able to respond appropriately. I am going to react to my feelings. I'm going to react to my mood. I'm going to react to the way people treat me. And that is going to zap my power from me. And I am not going to be able to move forward proactively. I'm going to damage relationships. I'm going to break promises. I'm not going to be able to be the kind of person that I want to be for myself because I just won't be capable of it. Once I tap into that reactive energy and I take that first action, that ripple effect begins. And because of the natural laws, I have no control at that point. But if I would take a moment and pause and think about what could happen if I react instead of respond, then that gives me an opportunity to say, you know what? The last time I was presented with this situation, I reacted poorly and I did not like the way things turned out. So I am going to do something differently and respond appropriately. I am going to be proactive instead of reactive. Now, of course, it's easier. It's easier to blame someone for my situation. It's easier to blame someone for my feelings. It's easier to blame someone for my circumstances. But what does that do for me? It doesn't help me at all. It doesn't help me get out of the situation or circumstances. It doesn't help me move forward. So I would suggest to you to do the harder thing. Do the harder thing because, see, once you understand habit one, being proactive, then you can move into the other 6 habits. But if you don't get this one right, the other 7 are not going to work for you. Unless you understand those things that you are powerless over, and those things where you can enact change, you have to know the difference. You have to know the difference so you know where to focus your energy, so you know where to focus your thought processes, so you know how to be proactive and move forward. Okay, so I am hoping that I have said something tonight that is going to inspire you to want to be more proactive. You probably are, the majority of the time. But then there's always improvement. We can always improve. And so I'm so happy to be able to bring this information to you because now you have a choice. See, before tonight, you may not have known that there was a difference between proactive and reactive. You guys know we talk about things here that you're not going to talk about in school, and you're not going to talk about an average dinner conversation. You come here on Wednesday evenings at 7:15 so I, your coach, can help you be aware of these principles and these thought processes and these paradigms that will empower your life to move forward. I am so thrilled to be here, guys. I am so excited. I hope that there was something I said tonight that's going to help you and that you will share it with your friends so they have a choice as well. Now, everyone wants to be empowered and everyone can be empowered by operating in a proactive thought process, right? I thank you so much for meeting me here. I look forward to seeing you again next week. I will be praying for you this week, and I know that the God that I understand, the God that loves me, loves you too. And the God that empowers me to do wonderful, great things can empower you to do wonderful, great things too. I love you. And I will look forward to seeing you again next weekend or next week, Wednesday night, 7:15, right here on Willingness Wednesday. All right, guys, goodbye.